and I'm here with Frank T Meyers. Frank, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Andrew. How you doing, buddy?
Good. I was sitting here just reading some of the biography that Bev has sent me, and man, what a career that you have. I mean, I'm just amazed by some of the names that you've been around. Larry Gatlin, Kenny Loggins, and stuff like that. I mean, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting and blessed career for sure. For
So,
sure.
so you got your start with Eddy Raven. Tell us a little bit about how that got started.
Well, I moved to Nashville in April of 1981, and I auditioned for Eddie's band, I guess in June, something like that, and got the job. And we started working together in July of '81 and worked together for 9 years and co-wrote a bunch of songs and had a big time.
So, what really got you started in the genre of country music?
Well, I grew up in a very musical family. My dad was a champion fiddle player and guitar player and had a voice like Jim Reeves, a very smooth voice. My grandmother played banjo, and my dad had 11 brothers and sisters, and they all played something and either played or sang. So I grew up having a lot of jam sessions in the living room.
Well, you was a nominee for the 2021 Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame. How awesome is that? Tell us a little bit about how that experience was for you.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of great songwriters that are in the Hall of Fame, and being nominated was a great thing for me, and was very honored for the nomination. And I didn't quite make it this time, but there's always next year.
You've written many, many great songs over the years. What really inspires you to write a good song?
Wow. Well, these days it's all about having a hit idea. And what I mean by a hit idea is an idea that you know that you can sink your teeth into, that you can really write something that people are going to care about listening to, and hopefully something that, you know, when you're gone will still be around. Those are the kinds of songs that I want to write if I'm going to write today. I've been doing this for a long time, so I don't really do a lot of writing anymore, but occasionally I'll get a great idea or someone will come up with a great idea that I'll want to be a part of. I don't need to write another song. I have lots of songs. So I only want to write those songs that I know I can um, sink my teeth into and hopefully move people by the message, that kind of thing.
Well, as we were talking about your songwriting and everything, you have co-written and produced some of the greatest artists out there, your productions, like with Kenny Loggins, Billy Ray Cyrus, Vince Gill. Tell us a little bit. Was there ever an artist that you met that you just couldn't believe that you met them?
Well, I've met a lot of people in these last 40 years. I guess when I first got into the business, I was very awestruck by meeting the artists and that kind of thing. And I met a lot of artists before they became big hit artists, like Garth Brooks. When I met Garth, he was singing demos. He sang some demos for me, and Trisha, was singing demos, and a lot of the artists started like that. I'll tell you what, one of the coolest things, and he's not really an artist, he was an actor, and um, it was really cool for me when I was with Marie Osmond. We did a show at Razorback Stadium, and we did a show with Bob Hope, and I got to meet Bob Hope, and that was really cool. And then another time with Marie, I got to meet Muhammad Ali, and I got my picture taken really with both of them, and so I've been very blessed to meet a lot of cool people and kind of heroes of mine, through the years.
Which brings me to my next talking point. That's amazing how you brought that up. What was it like being able to travel with Marie Osmond?
Marie is everything she seems to be, you know, when you see her on TV, that kind of thing. She's an awesome woman, an awesome person, very giving. Uh, she's a superstar. I mean, not just singer, but actress. I mean, TV superstar. And the whole family, really. Donnie is the same way. I've met the whole family. I've met their parents while they were alive, and they were just down to earth, very real people. Um, I mean, they had that celebrity thing about them, just because that's who they were and are. But when you were with them on a one-on-one, sitting on the bus or whatever it was, you're just another person. Likes to have fun and likes to go to movies. And there were several times where we would go to a movie after we played somewhere, and we would be the only ones in the movie theater. They'd have a special showing, for Marie and her band and her entourage, that kind of thing. I was very, very cool, very real. I just can't say enough about how classy she is and the whole family is. And um, I really treasure that time that I had with them, and I still get to see them occasionally.
So what about a special moment on the road traveling that you would say that really sticks out to you that you would never forget?
Well, so some of the times that stick out to me that I'll never forget is when I would have a big mess up on stage in front of 30 or 40,000 people. That sticks with you. That only happened a couple times, but uh, well, like I said earlier, I mean, like getting to be on stage with Bob Hope. When we did that show, this is pretty funny. Marie used to do the Patsy Cline song "Crazy."
Mhm.
And when she would do that, before she would do it, she would pick her face out in the audience and call somebody up on stage. Well, this particular night, I think she knew who she was going to call up, but she called this guy up there, and this was in Arkansas, in Little Rock, and we did the thing. I didn't know who it was, and after the show was over with, and we were on the bus, they started talking about it, and they said, "You didn't know who that was?" I said, "No, who was it?" That was the governor of Arkansas, Bill Clinton. So I can say I was on stage with Bill Clinton as well.
Wow,
He didn't bring his saxophone, but he got up and he sang "Crazy" with Marie and hammed it up.
that had to be a special moment.
Well, it was definitely a moment that you don't forget. And doing the June jams that I did with Alabama and Fort Payne, with golly, there were probably 60,000 people out there. I mean, you do those kind of things, it's kind of surreal, really. Um, but and like I said, meeting Muhammad Ali, and he was kind of he was pretty sick, when I met him with the Parkinson's and all of that. But I mean, he was kind of a hero to me growing up, being a boxer, because my dad would always watch all the boxing matches and that, so I did too. And also I got to do a lot of cool things. I met Coach Joe Avizano, who was the special teams coach for the Dallas Cowboys back in their heyday, in the '90s, early '90s, and I got to meet him. And I got to go hang out and be on the field at Cowboys games, and I got to hold Barry Switzer's headphone cable on the sideline. I did that twice, once on a Monday Night Football game, and then once at Candlestick Park against the 49ers. But I would go, when I would go down to the games in Dallas, we would always go back to Joe's house after the game, and we would end up jamming, because usually a guy named Con Hunley, I don't know if you know who Con is or not, but great singer, country singer. A lot of times would be there. So he would play piano, and then I would play guitar. And we would just sit in Joe's house. Troy Aikman would come over, and it was a lot of fun. So again, I've been blessed to do a lot of great things in my life and in my career. Very thankful.
That's awesome. So you got a new song coming out November the 5th called If Every Day Could Be Christmas. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, it's actually an older song. I guess we wrote that in the late 90s. And 98 Degrees put it on their Christmas record, and Lonestar put it on their Christmas record. And I actually produced a version of it on Richie McDonald's solo Christmas record. But no one ever put it out or anything. The record label, they just put these records out at Christmas time to sell records. And if they do put something out, it's normally a standard like the Christmas song or something like that. Well, when we wrote this song, we were aiming to write a new classic sounding Christmas song. So I just decided that I wanted to put it out to bring more attention to the song and to the message. I love the song, and I wanted people to hear it. So we did a video, a very cool little video. I don't know if you've seen the video or not, but it's awesome. You can see it on my YouTube page, Frank Meyers YouTube, and I would also encourage people to please come follow me on Spotify, my artist page there. And if you don't have Spotify, you can get a free account. It doesn't cost anything. You just have to put your email address in and a password, and you can get a free account and go follow my artist page. But like I said, the main reason I put this out was to spread the message. At Christmas time, everybody seems to be in a more loving, caring, giving state of mind, and if the whole point is if we could just carry that feeling all through the year, the world would be a much better place.
Amen to that, buddy. I tell you what, this world is in a mess.
Yep, we've managed to get ourselves in a mess, it looks like.
Yeah.
But it isn't nothing that it isn't anything that we can't get out of. And the Lord's always with us, and if we put our faith and our trust in Him and put Him first in our lives and put everything in His hands, things work out the way it's supposed to.
Well, Frank, I have had a blast with you. Tell folks how they can find out more about you, visit your website, or even purchase product.
Yeah, as I said, main thing, I would love people to come follow me on my artist page on Spotify. I have a CD on there called Scrapbook, the Acoustic Sessions. And it's my versions of many of my #1 records that I've written. And, I wrote You and I for Eddie Rabbit and Crystal Gayle. And she actually sang it with me on my record. And I put out a song last year called God's Got This that's on there. And then my new single, If Every Day Could Be Christmas. Also, please come and follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And it's just Frank Meyers on YouTube. And if you see one of my songs, all you got to do is click the song. And then when it starts playing, underneath the song, first hit like. You got to hit like. And then you'll see the subscribe button that you hit. And if you hit the little bell, it will notify you. That's for notifications. And it'll notify you anytime I put any kind of new video up there. You can follow me on Facebook. Come be my friend on Facebook, and of course Instagram. It's Frank Meyers Music on both. I'm on Twitter as Toonsmith57, and don't do a whole lot on Twitter, but I am on there. And of course, I have the website frankmyersmusic.com. But truthfully, most of my correspondence are with people on Facebook, Instagram, and all that kind of thing. And I'd love to come see you over where you are, and maybe do a show over there sometime. That'd be awesome.
That would be great. Thank you so much, Frank, for coming on the show. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day.
Well, I hope you do as well. And thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.